What's up guys, Rui here and welcome back to the channel. I have a really interesting video for today because for the first time, we will be checking out a custom commission piece that was intended to be a jacket mod at first. However, due to some miscommunications along the line, it didn't turn out as expected, but it actually all kind of worked out in the end because of the design and features of the pouch. It's actually perfect for my iPad Pro. Therefore, in today's video, we will be checking the pouch out, talking about the whole thought process behind the design of it, as well as taking a look at what I do carry on a daily basis inside this pouch. But before we consider further into today's video, it would be very much appreciated if you would go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel or just haven't been subscribed yet. And if you are feeling generous and want to help support the channel in a much bigger way, I do have a Patreon page whereby I've only set up to be $1 a month, and all of it will go into helping me to pick up new filming equipment so that I can continue to improve the qualities of the videos for you all, as well as helping to keep the lights on this channel. A little backstory before we jump into the piece itself. As mentioned in the beginning of the video, this was supposed to be a mod attachment for a jacket. Earlier this year, I had the idea of upcycling some of my older pieces that I no longer wear and kind of giving it new life by modifying them to suit more towards the techwear aesthetic so that I don't necessarily have to go out and replace them with something new. The first piece that I had in mind was this bomber jacket, and honestly, it's not a branded nor expensive piece, but I just like the silhouette and how it sits on my body, and I felt that it would be a waste if I were to just get a new one, especially when this piece is still in very good condition. Hence, the idea that I have is actually inspired by a couple of acronym pieces, particularly the J64TS and the iconic J1A, whereby I wanted to have the text system running across the jacket and a flag pocket that is removable through the text system, which I could then use it to store the jacket when not in use. However, sadly, the entire project had to be put on a major hold for the good portion of this year as my country went through yet another really long lockdown. But I did manage to proceed into getting the mod done with the help of Leon, whom I met through the techwear community. For those of you who are unaware, Leon has his own brand that specializes in functional accessories and also does accept certain commission pieces like this one. Therefore, if you do have an idea for a custom mod or accessory, you can always hit him up to get a quotation and see if it's doable. I highly recommend Leon because he's such an easy person to work with, and he does try his best to get your vision or idea made into an actual product. There were initially 3 mod designs, but we decided to go with this because this was the most interesting and also something different that Leon has made. The original sketch idea was to have only one main compartment, opening with a 270-degree zip opening to allow the jacket to be placed easily inside, and it can then be attached to any carrying system that has a full-length MOLLE webbing. The intention was simply to allocate more storage space when traveling, as jackets do usually take up quite the space, and I actually have not come across a mod that was dedicated to fit a jacket. The initial sizing was meant to fit perfectly as a mod accessory to be attached in front of the bomber jacket, but unfortunately there were some miscommunications and understanding resulting in Leon making a secondary compartment. Hence, the entire pouch is a little bit too big in my opinion to be placed on a jacket. I was trying my best to figure out different ways and placement to incorporate the pouch with the jacket, such as placing it behind, sideways, and inside, but ultimately I just figured out that it would just be great to use it as a standalone item. Fast forward a couple of months later, I did pick up an iPad Pro and I was on the lookout to find a new carrying system for it. And turns out the iPad Pro fits inside this mod perfectly, and with how the pockets are designed, it also doubles as a really great tech organizer for myself. Really quickly, when it comes to the fabric materials, I decided to just stick to the tried and true Axe Pack as the primary fabric. It's waterproof and also very durable, making it the ideal choice to protect all my electronic items from rain or accidental splashes. Also, since it's a fairly common performance fabric, it's much easier to source it as well. The more interesting fabric lies on the smaller pockets on the inside. Since they needed to be laid very flat when not in use, the pockets need to be very thin and malleable but also shrunk so that it is still able to hold things. Hence, Leon suggested using the Anima fabric as it is both very thin and extremely strong. I really love that we went for this option as visually I think it looks very cool, with the high contrast color between the silver Dyneema and the black X-Pack, giving it this very dystopic sci-fi look. Also, I like how the fabric is slightly transparent as well, so you can kind of see what's inside. In terms of the overall design, I was just trying to nail down a very minimal looking pouch that firstly works as intended and kind of just trying to add in a little bit more design features to make it look a little bit more unique compared to the rest out there. When the entire bag is sealed up, it is in what I call the stealth mode, as it's basically just a massive pouch with no particular standout design. There are small flaps around the top and bottom zipper to kind of hide the zipper lining, giving it an even cleaner look. The top zipper opens up to reveal one massive compartment which houses the iPad Pro. However, where the more interesting design lies are underneath the front 270-degree zipper. Opening fully reveals 3 additional pockets, and this is where the bulk of the feature lies. For starters, if I want to expose the front pocket for a quicker access to them, I can just tuck the flap inside this hidden compartment here, and when it's not in use, I can also potentially store things inside. Alternatively, I can still quickly access the top pockets easily in the stealth mode thanks to the top opening design. The initial idea was to have the flap to be tucked behind the pouch, but Leon kind of pointed out that it looks much cleaner looking this way, and I cannot agree more. Everything looks really seamless here with nothing sticking out. The main design feature are the 3 pockets on the front, and one pretty neat feature about them is that while it does have a very flat profile when not in use, thanks to the Dyneema fabric, it can also be expanded to be quite a bit to fit much thicker items. On the original design, it was supposed to be a 4-pocket array, which would have been a dedicated phone and wallet pocket alongside 2 smaller multifunctional pockets. However, due to the sizing constraint, it would not be able to fit all 4 pockets unless they are made smaller, but I think it would just then hinder the usability of it. Hence, we decided to go with a 3-pocket array, giving more storage space to each pocket, and the larger pocket can even house both my wallet and phone without any problem. One additional detail that Leon added is to make them to be mezzanine style pockets. Therefore, there are additional compartments behind the pockets as well, giving the pouch a total of 8 storage compartments. Checking the back of the pouch is where you will find a rather strange attachment system, as this was supposed to be a mod that will be attached to the jacket initially, and since the placement of it will affect the zipping and unzipping of the jacket, we needed to find a solution for a more seamless interaction between the mod and the jacket. I had this idea whereby only one half will have a set of Velcro strap clips so that the zipper will still be able to go through the mod, but Leon suggested that we included a magnetic clip on the other side so that it is still able to be quickly attached and released. Looking back, if I ever were to revisit this pouch design and kind of come up with a version 2, this is the one segment that I will definitely look into improving. And I think just by having both kind of attachment points to be the magnetic clips makes so much more sense instead of this very weird kind of attachment contraption thing that's going on. Lastly, although the pouch was not designed to be a dedicated carrying system on its own, Leon was very kind enough to make a strap which allows me to use the pouch as a side bag. It's a very minimal looking strap which has features such as quick adjustability and quick release. Finally, let's check out what I do have in my iPad pouch, or what I just carry on a regular basis if I do have to head over to a workplace or just to a cafe to get some work done. Disclaimer, I'm not a tech reviewer, therefore all the things that I have here are nothing too crazy, but it does nail down all the basic essential things that I do need. The centerpiece of it all is the iPad Pro 2018 model, and while it is a slightly older model by now, it is still more than capable in handling everything that I needed to do, as a lot of the work that I do here is mostly admin stuff or just drafting of scripts for upcoming videos. That being said, having a proper keyboard most certainly will help out a lot, but I kind of just got used to the on-screen one and have gotten pretty comfortable with it. For those who are curious, the iPad case that I'm using is the Slim Smart case from ESR, and honestly I really like this case, as not only it is significantly cheaper compared to the official Apple Smart case, while still having the exact same features, but it also provides more protection as it has a silicone case attached to the smart lid that protects the entire iPad from minor scratches and drops. Moving into the charging solution, I have here a 100-watt charging brick that is able to charge up to 3 devices, as it has 2 USB-C ports and a single USB-A. Hence, I'm able to just carry around this pretty small brick and it will pretty much solve all my charging problems. One thing I really like about this charging brick is that it comes with different adapter heads, making it very universal, and I don't have to carry around a separate adapter when I'm traveling overseas. Now, to some of you out there, a 100-watt charging brick might seem a little bit of an overkill for just an iPad, and while it is true, I'm really just trying to future-proof myself here, because if I do upgrade my laptop in the future, I will want to get one that will support USB-C charging so that I can still travel around fairly light. As for cables, I try to keep it as minimal as possible and only carry 2 cables around with me, which is a USB-C and a Lightning cable. Both of these cables are from a company called Baseus, and I do find that their products are pretty high quality and affordable as well. They are all braided cables and even come with a cable tie for a neater organization. The USB-C cable here is pretty cool, as it actually has a small monitor to indicate and tell you how much power is being delivered to your devices when it's being charged up. And I got it in a 2-meter length, which again is just to future-proof myself for when I do upgrade my laptop. Finally, the last item that I will have inside the pouch is my Nothing Ear Ones, which fits perfectly inside the small pocket. Honestly, I'm not an audiophile, hence I won't be able to tell you how exactly it sounds, but to me it does the job well, as it has all the necessary features that one might need, such as noise cancellation, transparency mode, water resistant, and frankly it just looks really futuristic in my opinion, which I think fits perfectly within the whole TechWare team. That is basically the whole rundown on how I accidentally made an iPad pouch. It's definitely not a perfect product because there's still a lot of tweaks and improvement that need to be done in order to have a more seamless usage experience. But I think for kind of a prototype version 1 kind of accessory, it is still fairly good, and I'm just glad that, you know, it's functional and it kind of serves a purpose. Also, once again, massive thank you to Leon, because without him, all of this would not have happened. What are your thoughts on custom accessories, or have you tried making one yourself? Do let me know down in the comment section below and let's discuss about it. Personally, I think custom accessories are really cool because they can cater specifically towards what you are looking for or just what you want a mod to do. If you have watched all the way to the end, thank you so incredibly much, because it really does help to add in the number of hours that the channel needs in order to be qualified to start generating a little bit of revenue, and we are actually really close to that goal. Also, if you did enjoy watching today's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel or just haven't been subscribed yet, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button down below, as it really does help your channel out a long way. That is all I have for today's video. Please do stay safe out there, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.